Well, the Council of State meets today and is expected to endorse President Tinubu's nominee as the next INEC chairman. But beyond ceremony, how much weight does that endorsement truly carry in shaping Nigeria's electoral future?
It carries a lot of weight. The vision of the founding fathers or the drafters of our constitution was to look at how men of character could gather in a meeting with the president. If you look at Section 154, gather in a meeting with the president and review the presentation of the president, because election is a critical foundation building process for in order to stabilize the democracy and stabilize governance in a way that truly represent the wishes of the people. So these persons are persons that have given their mark in the leadership of our country. Former president, former chief justice of Nigeria, and other list of people, governors will be there and all that. So the Council of State is a big and important process in establishing the credibility of the commission. If those who attend the meeting found out that the nomination that had been brought to them is not in line with Section 156 that said this person must be non-partisan, this person must have credible character, it must be qualified, being a person that is qualified to run for House of Reps, and all these other criteria that has been listed by the Constitution. It is their responsibility to advise the president to withdraw that nomination and bring another one forward. So it's a very good initiative, to be able to put, this nomination for the INEC chairman, through this level of interrogation and proper consensus building process. Okay,
let's also take a look at these persons who form the National Council of State, and to ask this question: how was the management of the electoral body when they were in charge of the country? And if these same people are going to advise an incumbent president, if when they were in charge, there were questions raised about transparency, about efficiency of the process, and nothing was done. And they will form the bulk of advisory or advising the president. Don't you think we should begin to look beyond them and look at the Nigerian public, and to begin to say, look, this is how the electoral process should operate and who to emerge?
See, there are a lot of reports. The 2008 Justice Will panel report on electoral reform. There's 2011, election violence, Justice Lemu report, for the election. There's even Justice former Senate President Unamani's report during the first tenure of Buhari. These reports have established, what we need to do, the level of changes that need to, come into INEC to give INEC the necessary independence that is required. But the fact that most people who are in power do not really, they later start to have epiphany after leaving office, like a sudden realization that would have done this, would have done that. So, but I think that's why they are the best people to actually be in the room to advise the president, because they've seen that the decisions and the advice that were given in order to unbundle the commission, in order to allow the commission breathe, because the commission is overburdened. That's what Justice said. As far back as 2008, say that they should be unburdened, that the commission performs delineation of constituencies, the commission performs the function of regulation and registration of political party, the commission performs the function of electoral offences commission. The commission is supposed to be the one to, take the report of those who have, undermined the conduct of our elections to the police. So the commission, and also responsible to organize, to conduct, and carry out election activities. So this functions for a lot of people, and a lot of panels that have been set up in the past felt it has weighed down on the function of that independent national electoral commission. So that those ones should be taken out of it, and then several units of this will be created. There are a lot of other countries, small countries are doing this thing, to be able to give the commission, the election management body, the necessary space and time to conduct a free and fair electoral process. So those who will be in that meeting, I believe, have prerequisite necessary knowledge that will be able to advise the president, if they will be courageous enough to talk to the president. So that's just where the problem lies.
All right, Mr. Ameh, many are arguing that the real issue isn't who becomes the next INEC chairman, but who appoints that person. And now there is growing demand to strip the president of that power. Why has that suddenly gained stronger traction now?
It has always had traction. It just, like I said, those who have had power felt, this exclusive power an authority to be able to carry out this responsibility, it's a beautiful thing. If you are in authority, you will like it. But when you leave office, you find out that, what about if you have somebody who will not be as lenient as you have been, to appoint somebody to, conduct free elections across board? Because elections are critical, very critical for every development of any nation. Because if elections are not free, if elections are not fair, and if election is skewed towards, people in power, then you find out that the process will not be open. Young people can't participate in political, because we have what we call multi-party democratic system. And the purpose was because we do not have independent candidates, so that there will be multiplicity of parties. People can join any party of their choice that will protect their interests. You can only join party of your choice when the electoral process is free. You don't have to look for party that has governor, that have state senators, or that have president to be able to, to find yourself under the cover of this authority. So these are the challenges for elections, because we need to open it up to allow ordinary citizens that is born in Yanopaja, Agege, Ogugu, my town, and all the other places to also have the confidence that this electoral body will represent them. The reason why, if you look at the American model, America does not have a national electoral commission. They don't have, because what you have is counties and local communities. You have 5 Democrats, maybe 5 Republicans, depending on the party that is in the state, and you have the secretary of the state who will certify the election. So the process is even between parties, mostly in America. So it is about the responsibility and integrity of people to do what is right for their country. So it's very critical to know that people must be people who are interested that this country should work, and people who are interested that on their own selfish interests. So the appointing authority plays role, because perception is stronger than reality in most cases. If you have a situation where a person who is going to be part of the player, to play in the field, to now appoint somebody, it is natural. If you appoint, the person feels, oh, you have done me a favor, even when the person feels, I just did it for the country. But the person who is holding that authority might be acting outside even the purview of the authority of the person who gave him the appointment. He might not get directive, say, no, I can't do this. This man had pity on me, gave me. So these are the challenges of our time.